You have to hire someone who is comfortable and vigilant to protect all the points of attack, all possibilities, looking for all the vulnerabilities. The attackers only need one. And you also have to find people who are comfortable, or at least can work, knowing that they're outgunned. The criminal element is making so much money on attacking our systems at this point, they can pay millions of dollars, whereas we are dealing with thousands. Our budgets cannot compare with the resources that are putting into bringing your systems down. And it's probably going to continue that way for a long time. A lot of us who have sat through some sensitive classified briefings telling us just actually how bad the problem is, walk out of those briefings remembering those final words. Classified, you can't discuss. So you can't share, or you can't warn, you can't alert in a fashion anybody other than has those type of clearances. So you need people who can basically keep their mouth shut. And you never get to talk about your successes. It's one of the mantras of the security profession. You can't brag how good you are, because tomorrow you probably won't be so good. You live in a very, very quiet world. The better job you do, the less attention you're going to get. Then again, so how do you distinguish and how do you find people who fit that particular profile? It takes a lot of work. And it takes a lot of work within your own hiring outfits. It takes work within the people that you're working with across lines. It is not easy. What is the value of hiring people who you know have experience, validated experience? They're endorsed by someone of equal caliber, have proven themselves academically by passing rigid examinations, and then subscribe to a rigid code of ethics. We passionately believe that there is value in that. And when you have thousands of resumes in a profession that is growing by leaps and bounds, it's being rewarded, it's the pay, the remuneration is going up. Our surveys show that. So you want more people coming into the field. You have to have some way of validating and sorting those folks out. And like I say, this applies to whether they're technicians, professionals, managers. You need a process by which you do that. The next piece I quickly would like to address is the need for organizational certification. We've been approached as a potential entity for certifying organizations that they have good, secure structures in place. And the reasoning behind this was when we let a contract to a company, we want to be sure that that company is not blowing smoke, if you know what I mean, and that they have enough skilled people in place to do our job, and that they aren't going to be splitting those people out over different jobs and at some point leave us shorthanded. I think that's a very valuable and a great concept. It's a great notion to go through some type of a examination of that and then periodically be acknowledged that you indeed can perform and provide the service that is desperately needed. I had a good conversation with Dr. Bajag on some efforts that are undergoing in the DSCI. And in terms of vetting companies across the world, across India, to assure that the services that they provide, one, can lead to a certification of some sort, that you can have a standard by which we, and I'm a former regulator, so I'm speaking as a regulator, can look at, and also as an auditor, and I can see that there is some content behind what is offered there. And if you have a body that is putting a stamp of good approval, or a seal of good approval, on a particular company, I think that's a step in the right direction towards harmonizing the value and the level of services across the country. And I again commend India for their recognition that it's all about the data. You can have all the applications in the world, and without putting important data through them, they really don't mean much. So I thought that was an important distinction just in setting up a commission as that, to recognize that important point. So with that, I will end with simply saying we now must move beyond just professionals. We have focused historically in our organization on IT professionals. We now know that without involving business professionals, other IT people, and the public at large, the end users in the company, in other words, essentially all people in the process, we're probably not going to catch up with this. So with that, we also look to use the 66,000 members in ISC Squared as ambassadors, spokesmen for good security practices across the world. And we just launched this year, actually we launched it last year, a program called Safe and Secure, designed to start in the schools to teach kids how to responsibly use the internet. You got to start at the bottom. I told you the story this morning about my granddaughter and just how creative kids can be. We also speak with the teachers when we're involved in that. The teachers are relieved. They aren't equipped, they aren't prepared to go into classrooms and to try to teach kids how the internet works or how to be safe. When we ask the kids, who's the expert in your family or in your class? Up goes their hands. They know more than their teachers. They know more than their parents. So that is where we have to start. Move it from there into the higher branches of education, create a career path for our people, let them know where they're going to go, how they can be paid, and how proud to be a security practitioner, and help provide security for the common good. I thank you.
My apologies. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Wish this summit a lot of success, and my best wishes to all of you. Good night.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us today. I now take honor in introducing to you all our distinguished panelists. As I read out the names, I'll request each one of you to please come and take your seats. First and foremost, from the outsourcing panel, Mr. Raghavendra Vaidya. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause, Mr. Raghavendra Vaidya. He is the CIO of GE Capital India and has over 15 years of experience in IT and has been working with GE for close to 9 years and held different kinds of roles like program management, enterprise architecture, technology management with number of industrial businesses like energy, aviation, and currently CIO for GE Capital India. Before GE, he has worked with product development companies. So we welcome you. Next, I'll request Mr. C.R.N. Vaira to please come on stage. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause. Mr. Vaira presently works for Food Technology Services India as the Vice President, Global IT Operations. He has held numerous IT positions within Ford that include managing application development, support, processes and tools, strategic IT portfolio management, information security and controls. He has been primarily working in IT in the manufacturing industry, both discrete and continuous process-based, and also briefly in the IT industry. He has conceptualized, led, and implemented several security and control initiatives